Right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Brothers and sisters, back out once again to preach the gospel and the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is known as today as America. So first and foremost, give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect, where you may be. All right, brothers and sisters, so we're going to go ahead and get into it, to this lesson. All right. Hopefully you be edified through these teachings. All right, brother, grab John 21, verse 17. Yeah. John 21, verse 17. Because what they're brother about to grab is something we all got to keep in mind, no matter the situation that we're going through, or we might be dealing with. Hey, we got to remember the ministry always come first. So we got to continue to keep pushing. You know, we got to keep doing our job like the Lord commanded us to. No matter what family, friends think, you know, people don't matter. You know, because at the end of the day, we're working our own salvation. So, okay, go ahead.
You said 17, right?
Yeah, verse 17.
This is John 21, verse 17. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things, thou knowest that I love thee. And Yahushua saying this, Yahushua said unto him, feed my sheep.
Right. So, Yahushua told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. Now, what does that mean? That means teach. Right? Teach the believers.
Right.
So that's what we command to do. We command to come out here and prophesy against, you know, Babylon the Great. Also, doing that, we got to teach. You know, we got to edify the flock.
Right.
Because, you know, that's a commandment. So you don't get to choose whether or not, you know, you teach. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody ain't no prophet. You got to believe it too, but if you come into this truth, and you learn, you break down these truths, these prophecies as a man, and you start teaching, you put yourself on camera, or you go out there to Highways and Hedges, you got to keep doing that. You can't stop.
Right.
Because now you're not fully committed.
Right.
So you got to keep doing it now.
And you know, and I just want to say this, man, you know, brothers going through personal things in life, you know, to where something might pop up to happen to where they can't really get out consistently like how they want to. It's no, hey, what I can say, man, you just got to pray to the Lord about it. Pray to, you know, Yahweh Shem Shah. Because at the end of the day, it might have been a few weeks or a month or two that you went out. Even if it's not intentionally, but you still got to try to get out there, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you wasn't able to, hey, you know, it is what it is, but once you start getting back out there, you know what I'm saying? Pray to Yahweh Shem Shah that you get back, you know, consistent. You know?
Right.
You know, you might got into a car wreck, you might end up in the hospital, so you probably couldn't teach for a while, you know? Stuff happen like that. That just for an example right there. But even when you get back well again, man, you still got to get back on it. You just can't, you know what I'm saying? You just can't stop. But once you start doing it, you stop. Hey, man, you really condemning yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right, you go ahead.
So, yeah, man, basically, just try to keep your flame lit. You know, don't get in that lukewarm spirit, you know, where you ain't really doing nothing.
Right.
Because it's not a good spirit to be in. You know, that can cause you to be destroyed. So always pray to the Lord, you know, to keep that lazy demon away from you, that procrastination demon. 'Cause me myself, I deal with those, you know, procrastination demons, stuff like that.
Same.
But yeah, man, you know, like, it's just stuff we're gonna have to deal with, go through. You know, it's obstacles and it's truth.
Right.
That's why we be like telling you brothers, like we told y'all back then, you know, it's not gonna be all sweet in this truth. You ain't gonna be sitting up in this thing with your feet kicked up. You're gonna be dealing with stuff on and off camera.
Right.
But hey, we still gonna keep pushing, man. As you can see, we finna head in 2026. Lord's will, you know, that's the year. You know, that place get doomed.
Like, well, really, a lot of shit started turning up even more. And, you know, recently, you know, Trump, he banned, you know, SNAP, you know, or EBT, whatever you want to call it, food stamps, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And a lot of people was in uproar because they didn't have access to that no more. And Trump making moves now, you know what I'm saying? And man, like, oh, fuck Trump, man. Trump need to get up out of here. But at the end of the day, it don't matter who they put in that office. The Lord still, you know, got a plan.
Yeah, and then y'all the ones that voted for him. So why y'all going against him now? That's because he did something y'all didn't like. You see? That's how it's gonna be. Y'all gonna vote for these, you know, these rulers. That's what it really is, you know, modern day rulers. Just like back then, you know, you had kings, stuff like that. Y'all gonna vote for them, get them in there, and then they're gonna mess y'all up, and then you're gonna have to deal with it. But see, that's the thing. It's all like pulling strings, because the elites, they already know who they want to be in there. The voting doesn't mean anything. That's just like a game the elites playing, really.
Right.
But before we head to that topic, grab Luke 9:62. We're gonna add that. Put that John 21:17.
It's locked to bear with me. Fingers cold. I can barely flip the pages. No, it might be it. I just gotta flip it.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I got it. This is Luke 9, verse 60. Find it. Luke 9, verse 62. Here we go. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. So we just got two quotes from Yahushua. One, if you love Yahushua, you're going to feed his sheep, teach. The other one, you're not going to look back into the world. Right. Now, what that mean? That mean going back to celebrate Christmas or Halloween, Thanksgiving.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, what's known as Thanksgiving.
Or going back to your old lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Being in the streets, gang banging, stuff like that.
Yeah, if you came from that, you got to leave that stuff behind.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? The one guy that was in the truth, that was teaching, it's like he done denounced the Hebrew Israelite. He said he ain't the Hebrew Israelite no more. And he just started back hanging around his gang friends, and it seemed like he's trying to go back to, you know, gang banging and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, that's taking your hand off the plow. That's the thing, you know, you can be judged for doing that. That's why you gotta take the truth serious. You know, had guys in the truth that came into this thing, started teaching. They went back into the world. The Lord killed them. You had that happen. So that just right there is showing you to fear the Lord.
Right.
A lot of these guys gonna be made examples, but we don't want to follow in their footsteps. We want the Lord, you know, keep us on track. Right. I want to keep fearing the names of Yahushua. You know my true powers. That's how we out here now today. Right. Because you know the will of the Lord. You know, don't never forget that. You know, the Lord, He running the show.
Right. You know, at the end of the day, this is the Lord's movie. You know what I'm saying? We like the cast, and you already got the characters playing which role you want them to play. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
All right. Next, we get to the next topic. Grab 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. Right now, we're about to go into, the last days, what's to be expected. We already see a lot going on now, It's just going to get worse, by these months and stuff, man, especially us going into 2026. It's finna get bad, and we see it getting there.
Right. This is 2 Timothy 3, verse 1. There's no also that in the last days, perilous times shall come. So, right, man, basically, things is gonna crank up, you know what I'm saying, each and every year until we get to the day. You know what I'm saying, with the government, with the people being in the uproar, you know what I'm saying, with food stamps being cut, or rent money going up, people getting laid off their jobs and stuff, getting fired back to back, all type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be a lot of eviction notices. A lot of people gonna be out here and homeless,
Right, and the love miniature wax cold. People turn on each other, family members, friends. Gonna be a lot of killing going on, robbery. You got that going on a lot. People, robbing and stuff. See, that's the thing. With the EBT and stuff, people not getting up benefits from the government, they're gonna go out and start stealing. In these stores like Walmart and stuff, grocery store, Dollar General, they gotta eat, That's what they're gonna turn to.
Right.
So it's gonna be chaos,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
All right. 2 Timothy 3, verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. So right, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people gonna be in a proud spirit, you know what I'm saying? Doing what they want to do, especially in their truth amongst this ministry, acting like they don't need nobody to learn from, acting like they just got it all on their own, you know what I'm saying? Or disrespecting the men that they learned from, being unthankful, being ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Verse 3, without natural affection, the truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. That be going on a lot, man. A lot of people despise the Hebrew Israelites already, making videos, scoffing, mocking, putting in their input, shit.
Yeah, I see that a lot on the elders page.
I was just about to say that El Manat Zakba out there in South Carolina.
Right. Yeah, man, you got Christians, there's people in the world just instead of just making videos, just talking about Hebrews like this, Hebrews like that,
Right.
They just mocking, scoffing, coming against the word. That's all they doing. Making them little short videos. Ain't talking about them. Same old, same old.
That's how it's gonna be. The scripture tells us, scoffers and mockers. Scoffers and mockers gonna be walking out their own lusts in these last days. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4. Traitors, heavy, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than the lovers of the Most High. People loving this world, More than they look, how about Shanasha? You know. I can stop right there. You know?
Okay.
What else we got?
Let me grab some real quick. Bear with me. Oh. Matter of fact, that Matthew 24. My congrats. Oh yeah.
Man. You know, yeah, we getting into a lot of good prophecy out here, man. A lot of things going on in these last days.
Yeah, this is basically what majority of people don't want to hear. You know,
They just want to hear the good old things, like, you know, that sweet Christian doctrine. But they just
Right.
want to hear the good positive things.
they want to hear about Christmas coming up.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear about judgment and prophecy. Or how about you know what You know what I'm saying?
And we completely understand why you wouldn't want to hear it, because it's not for y'all.
Right.
And then we only teach it to the elect at the end of the day.
Right.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, starting from the top. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple. His disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? So basically, the disciples asking Yahushua what to look for when he returned.
Right.
So keep listening. It's going to get good. And of the end of the world. See? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah. You know, and shall deceive many. So right, I'm gonna stop right there. You got that going on. People claiming to be the Lord, claiming to be King David. You know, that's a sign right there of what's gonna be going on in these last days.
Yeah.
And we see that.
You know, man, people being in that spirit, thinking, basically thinking they the most high, or they, like, they just all, everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got guys that's bugged out like that. You know.
Yeah.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's right. The wars is going on, and the rumors. We seeing that. You know, since 2020, there's been a lot of wars going on. You know. And it's gonna continue to keep happening, because it's all the build up for the final war, which is World War III.
Right.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. Right. You got earthquakes, many places going on, you know, the weather disasters and stuff. You know, you had that fire in down there, was it California? Yeah, famines, pestilences. So pestilences like diseases and stuff gonna be going out, like you seen with the COVID. And then famines, you know, shortage of food, water. That's gonna come to pass. Because, you know, right now, you people got it good, you know. Because you go in the grocery store, I mean, they got all type of snacks, food, drinks, all type of stuff. You got the deli. You know, if you don't cook you nothing, go to the deli, buy you some. So these people living very convenient right now. Then, another thing I want to add, you got DoorDash, and then something else too, where you can get your grocery delivered to you. You see what I'm saying? These people in Babylon, man, they got it easy, man.
Yeah, man. Then, like, really, for our generation, you know, they really got it easy because think to back when I was parents and grandparents, you know, growing up, you know, they really ain't had the resources and, you know, like, the access to the internet, and they had the access to getting paid a lot of money when they were probably working back then, like, you know, now. I mean, these all still don't pay shit now, for real, but, you know, the new generation, Gen Z, Gen Z got it, you know, they just got it a little bit better than the millennials and, you know, the older generation.
So, yeah, and when you think about it, Gen Z, now Z is the last letter in the alphabet. So if it's Gen Z, it got to be last generation. And it is. It is the last generation.
And you saying that, hey, that's a spiritual thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think it's a spiritual thing. But this is generation Gen Z, and that's the last letter in the alphabet.
Right.
So it must be the end of our captivity, you know, the end of this system, you know, we living in.
Right. All right. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right. It said you should be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right, for the name Yahweh Yahushua, not Jesus. Right. No, you saying Jesus, you good, you know. You a friend to the world. Right. You come in the name Yahweh Yahushua, man, they go look at you like you some rubbish. Like, you crazy. Like you need to be thrown in jail or something. See, that's how people feel about the Lord and his men. But that's okay though, because, you know, they judge me for that. Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Right. That's a key factor right there. Many false prophets. Now we seeing that all the time. Let me say this. If you're not teaching sound doctrine, will you be considered a false prophet? You out there on the highways and hedges, not telling people that it's going to be a chip made mandatory, which is prophecy. If you out here telling people there's going to be no World War III, then you considered a false prophet then.
Yeah, man. That's going on heavy too. You know, sloppy. Yeah, like I say that going on heavy a lot, man. We done seen it firsthand, like, you know, guys, they learned the real correct doctrine, the true doctrine of Yahweh outside. Then they just went backwards. You know what I'm saying? Started teaching that we in the new covenant, that it ain't gonna be no missiles in the Bible, it ain't gonna be no World War III. You know, guys teaching that the mark of the beast is a cell phone, you know, stuff like that. See, that's an example of false prophets.
Yeah.
Because you just really spewing out madness. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Y'all got blood on y'all hands for that.
Right, because you gotta look at it like this. You on camera, man, and you know the sheep, they watch you. So you want to conduct yourself correctly. Right. You know, I'm speaking for myself first and foremost. If I'm doing something wrong, then I need to correct it, you know? Because we out here to lead, you know, the sheep the right way. Because we've been led the right way. So yeah, we want to do that. We don't want to lead nobody to destruction, you know? But you got a lot of guys out here doing that. They doing it proudly too. verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And I quoted that earlier. See, a love of many gonna wax cold. People gonna turn on each other in these last days. Cause it's gonna get to a boiling point, you know. Verse 13, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. That's right, we gotta keep enduring, man. No matter what we going through, we gotta keep going, you know. Ain't no stopping. You know, there's no stop button, you know. Once we hit it, that's it. We full stride. You know. Don't get me wrong, now you gonna fall short.
Right.
But you gotta continue on, you know. Whatever it is. Ain't nobody perfect. You know. As long as you trying to do what's right, then hey, that's good. Alright. Verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness into all nations. Right, because our people gonna hear it and the heathens gonna hear it.
Right.
And then shall the end come. So right, the end gonna come once the word go out. Why do you still see the internet? Because the men of the Lord are still out here teaching. Once the Lord remove his men, that's it. The internet, you're gonna get cut off.
Right.
That's what the internet was made for, really. Cause I don't think on the internet a whole bunch of folly, bullcrap. Now you can find stuff that's informing on there, but you know, daily internet stuff. But it was really made for the word to go out. Cause just like someone right now could be in a whole nother state, they could be watching it. We don't have to go around traveling and stuff, you know, to teach. No, we just set up where we located at, go live.
Right.
And then the Lord will bring in who we want to hear.
Repeat that again. You say they going around traveling.
Right, going around traveling. You know, we don't have to do that.
Right, man. Cause just like you got IUIC just going out there to African countries and stuff like that. And really, a lot of them people not even. Some of them might be, but majority of them people is Hamites, man, or heathens. So,
Right.
Yeah, you know, like the other nations gonna hear it. It's not gonna resonate with them if they're, a heathen or Hamite. You know what I'm saying? Just cause I see they be going by somebody that's brown, dark skin, brown skin, stuff like that. So, you can't go by skin tone. Cause you like, you know what I'm saying? For the Israelites, we scattered. You know what I'm saying? Like how they say in the scripture, you scattered. So you're gonna have Israelites that look like they're part of other nations, but a lot of their seed lines go back to their father, what their father is. With Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, either one of the 12 tribes, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And then, that's just a curse. I believe it says that Deuteronomy 28, how the Lord gonna scatter us from here to there. So, yeah, you're gonna have Israelites everywhere. But the main point is, we don't need to travel, We don't need to do that. It's not what this is, Just set up where you at,
Right. No, they really just doing too much, man. The Lord, He gonna push His word out to who He want to hear their word at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead.
I'm gonna grab Revelation 17.
Let me read.
Yeah, you can.
You just break it down.
Yeah, I'll tell you when to stop.
All right. Jump to it.
Yeah, Revelation 17, start from the top.
Yep.
You're gonna read the whole thing.
Okay. This is Revelation 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right, verse 2. Revelation 17, verse 2. with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Okay, stop right here. So right, they've been made drunk with that wine of what? Babylon, Babylon the Great, its ways. The other nations have partaken in the ways of Babylon the Great. You know, that's why this country is uplifted, you know, by all these other nations.
Then also, I believe, you know, how when it comes to like the governments and stuff like that, you know, China, North Korea, like you have Donald Trump, the president of the U.S., then you have the president of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. They'll sit down together, you know, making an agreement about something. Because if they're trying to, you know, team up together, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
And, you know, really they ain't made to come together, but it kind of is at the same time because it eventually gonna lead to something.
Right.
You know. Are you good? Are you done?
Yeah.
Revelation 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-covered beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, right.
That woman is talking about America, Babylon the Great.
You know, when they say 7 heads and 10 horns, you know, that's representing the different nations of, you know, Edom, Esau,
Right.
Edom.
Like the NATO.
Yeah, the NATO. You know,
EU.
it ain't talking about a literal creature that got 7 heads and horns.
Right. That's why
It's symbiotic.
it says these mysteries were given to you. I'm paraphrasing to know about the kingdom. That's what, you know, that scripture right there. It's
You go,
right.
That's right, bro. You go to Amos 3 and 7. Amos 3 and 7 say, surely the Lord doeth nothing but reveal his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord had woke up the men. He brought the men out the world to get the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You know, from men they were taught by. You know what I'm saying? The Holy Spirit. And now they really know what's going on in this book. Than the average person who claim they've been reading the Bible their whole life. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites that really know this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, they know more than your average pastor, your average wacky-tacky Christian, black Christians, or whoever. Niggas like vocab alone. That's always on a debunk and stuff like that.
Yeah, that man just like a damn agent, man. A lot of these guys are just agents, man.
Yeah, you know, set up and stuff.
Yeah.
Get information about the Israelites, go out there spy on them.
Or get brothers out their character,
Yeah,
you know.
trying to walk between them and debate with them and, you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's another thing. We ain't out here to debate, you know. We out here to preach the word of the Lord. If you don't like it, you keep on walking.
Right, man.
Now, we ain't gonna disrespect you now, like, but at the same time, you know, we ain't here for all that confrontation, you know.
Yeah.
We're just out here to teach. So you ain't trying to get it, you keep on walking. Cause like, we going on 2026 and we ain't finna do all that. Especially you Christian, y'all. We ain't even finna like, go back and forth with no Christian, no.
Right.
We not did that in the past, you know, we gonna, you know, keep it like that.
Revelation 17, verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Right, because Babylon the Great is glamorous, you know. People look at this place like something special. That's why I said decked with pearls and precious stones and stuff like that. And that golden cup, yeah, full of abominations, you know. That's exactly what goes on in this country.
Okay. Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Right, man. In America, It's Babylon the Great in the scriptures. America is one of the most wickedest, just the most wicked kingdoms ever made, man. But it's one of the most wickedest captivities that the Israelites have been through so far. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's the most wickedest, and it's the last captivity.
Hey, man. That's why I say, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of horrors and abominations. It's the worst one, basically.
All right. But here's the catch. Why don't it say America? Why say Mystery Babylon the Great? Because back then, John the Revelator didn't know it was talking about America. Right? It was just known as Babylon the Great. But, you know, Babylon been here. Nah, don't get it twisted. This is modern Babylon. You had ancient Babylon back then. It's modern Babylon we're talking about now.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a mystery back then. Now, we know. Because the Lord revealed it to us through his men.
Mm-hmm. That's why I be hearing apostles and stuff say, basically, something like the prophets now of today know more than the prophet of old, because see, back then John the Revelator and the prophets back then, they couldn't tell you that the name of Babylon the Great was America. Because back then in their time it wasn't even called America. You know what I'm saying? So through generations, that's why the prophets on and on, generations later, they got the most knowledge and wisdom through the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, the prophets are back in a lot. If you were the prophet back then, you're a prophet now. It's reincarnation. That's how that works. So everything, you know how it's supposed to be, you know. Prophets back out on the scene, you know. Preaching of destruction that the Lord about to bring.
Right.
In a more modern time, though.
This is Revelation 17, still in Revelation 17, verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of the Yahushua. When I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
These people are real.
Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have the 7 heads and 10 horns. You know what I'm saying? Like 7 heads, 10 horns. We just told you what that was.
And now the beast, referring to the Roman Empire.
Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of the life of the foundation of the world, when they beholded the beast that was and is not and yet is. Right? Verse 9. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Okay. Verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other one is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Okay. You know what I'm doing? Verse 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is one of the 7 and goeth into perdition. Verse 12. And the 10 horns without saviors are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings on hour with the beast. Verse 13. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called the chosen and faithful.
Alright. So yeah. Now, when it said these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb, talking about Yahushua.
Right.
Right, so basically, during World War III, when Yahushua stepped back on the scene with the angels, they're going to try to fight the Lord. And they're going to lose miserably.
Esau, man, he real proud. He think that the man-made weapons the Lord set him up to make is gonna do something against a strong angelic power like Yahweh shot in the chariots. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, at the end of the day, it just gonna backfire on him. Verse 15, he saith unto thee, he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Right, so the whore being Babylon the Great, which is America. And then the fire, it's going to come from the missiles. Matter of fact, let me grab something real quick. I'm going to tie in a precept with that.
Yeah. Hey man, this is end day prophecy, end time prophecy. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I got it.
All right, guys.
How y'all doing?
All right, what about you?
All right, this is second Esdras 16, verse 13. For strong is his hand.
Play music or no? What's that on?
Oh, we live streaming.
Sorry?
We live streaming.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you good.
All right. Hold on, let me read that. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So right, the arrows are referring to the Assyrian missiles. It's not talking about literal arrows. Right. So those was gonna be shot into the ends of the world. So basically a whole bunch of missiles gonna be coming in upon this country.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too. The scriptures are really symbiotic. You know what I'm saying? They just like earlier when they talk about the 10 horns and stuff like that, and the beast. Like you said, the beast is the Roman Empire, and the 10 horns that's referring to the NATO. That's why you gotta understand like the mysteries of this book. Oh yeah.
Where you at?
I believe I was at 7.
All right, finish it at 18. Then jump to chapter 18.
Revelation 17, verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his Lord. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's 18.
Did you read verse 18?
Yeah. Oh, my bad, Slock. I kind of messed up.
I think you had mixed it up.
Yeah, I jumped from 18.
Okay.
Revelation 18 to 2.
They read 18.
Slock. This Revelation 17, verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. There you go.
verse 1.
Revelation 18.
Yeah, Revelation 18, start from the top.
Revelation 18, verse 1. After these things I saw another angel come down from the heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Basically, it's telling you the downfall of, Babylon the Great after what done happened.
Mm-hmm.
After the day of the Lord. After Yahushua done returned. Okay, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. That's a lot. Read it again, verse 2. Revelation 18, verse 2. No. Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth all waxed rich through the abundance of delicacies. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right, okay, so basically that could be twofold to say, come out of her, my people. That's actually referring to the deliverance, when the elect gonna be delivered from captivity. You can also use that as, now, come out of the ways of America, so you don't be caught up in the destruction.
Verse 5. For her sins that reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. So, right.
Mm-hmm. All the sins, all the abomination, the Lord seeing it all.
Like everything that this devil, Esau Edom done did, especially to the children of Israel, building the back of this place off the Israelites.
Right.
Stealing their land, killing, murdering a whole bunch of Israelites. That Lord, he remember all that, man.
Right, stealing fake inventions too.
Right.
Esau did all that. He took the credit for something he didn't do.
And raping the Israelite women.
Mm-hmm.
Separating them from their kids and stuff like that.
Right. And this devil did a whole lot to the children of Israel, man. But he finna get ready to pay real soon. Yeah, verse 6.
Verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she have filled to her double. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, basically, man,
Right.
this place, the devil Esau Edom is gonna get a whole bunch of judgment, man. Like, for what they did to the Israelites, they're gonna be worse on them. They're gonna get more than what, they're gonna get more worse than what happened to us during, the Atlantic, the transatlantic slave trade, Jim Crow, police brutality. Hey, man, because in the kingdom, man, y'all gonna get beat on. Y'all gonna be, hey, man, y'all gonna get punished. Y'all gonna serve a thousand year captivity, man. For hardcore bondage, slavery. Then after that, y'all gonna get after 1,000 years up, man. Well, even before all that, y'all gonna get the judgment over in America, Babylon the Great, with the chariots and the missiles. Then y'all come in and serve y'all 1,000 year captivity in the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah. And after that's over with, y'all gonna be done away with.
Right. Y'all gonna have to drink that cup, man. We had to drink our cup when we sinned against the Lord. That's why we're in this situation now. So you don't think y'all gonna have to drink y'all cup? But y'all cup gonna be double though. that's a catch to it. Y'all gonna get it way worse than we had it.
Right.
Right, verse 7.
Okay, Revelation 18, verse 7. How much she have glorified herself and have lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. You know?
Right, so basically, these devils, they don't feel sorry for what they did to children of Israel. And, this place is known as a queendom too, so they're very proud.
Right,
They're not sorrowful, Go ahead and get that verse 8,
Like Revelation 18,
and
verse,
you can end at 10.
Revelation 18, verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. Right. Verse 10, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
So yeah, this place gonna be destroyed in 1 hour.
Right.
Babylon, they don't get a judgment in 1 hour. So basically, you can get from that, the Lord is coming very quickly, Also, me myself, I done had dreams, about,
MOT.
yeah, the end times, things like that. It's been a lot of stuff I've been, dreaming about. Because this is true.
Right.
And other brothers have too.
Right.
So yeah, man, this is real serious what's coming to place. And you can get Jeremiah 30:7. Get ready to close it out.
Let's lock the bed with me for a moment. Say some things so
Right, finna jump into prophecy, basically going into, the troubled times that's finna befall America. So this is where, things are headed to, if you're paying attention. And if your eyes are open, they not closed. When I say your eyes, I mean your spiritual eyes.
So right, man, because it's a lot that's gonna be going on in the end times, with prophecy, judgment, end time prophecy. That's what I'm almost there. It's cold out here, my fingers a little stiff. I'm trying to flip these pages. So, just bear with me for a moment.
Yeah, winter time.
Okay, I got it, man. This is Jeremiah 30, verse 7. At last, when the day is great, so that none is like it, is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right.
Right, Jacob's trouble. Now we can tie this in with Matthew 24, verse 21, I believe. if I'm not mistaken.
Me too.
That verse right there. Basically going into the tribulation that's finna hit this place. So basically there'll be numerous things going on, you know. When I say that, you know, blackouts. You'll have martial law out too. You know, then famines, pestilences, you know. People gonna be robbing each other, you know, it's gonna be wars, race wars going on. There's a lot going on.
At the same time.
Right.
But yeah, going back to Second Timothy 3:1 about perilous times, that can tie into Jeremiah 30:7. For Jeremiah 30:7, basically them perilous times too. You know what I'm saying? Hey man. So like, you know, you're gonna have martial law in the streets out here. You know, patrolling. You know, a lot of people getting locked up for religious, political beliefs, and politics and stuff like that. Because somebody believe in the Bible, it probably gonna come a time just because somebody believe in the Bible or got one, it might be looked at as a bad person,
A terrorist.
You know what I'm saying? He said that at the same
Yeah.
time. You know what I'm saying? It might get locked up. That how serious it might get out of during the last days.
Yeah, man, because, you know, these devils, they trying to stop the men out here in the highways and hedges, you know,
Right, man.
teaching the word. It's gonna come to a time where we're not gonna be able to come out here no more.
Then they want to keep pushing their wicked agenda, you know, the rainbow alphabet community, and you know, people doing stuff to little kids, marrying little children,
Yeah. Gay marriage and stuff.
yeah, bestiality, you know, doing sexual acts, you know, doing sex stuff with animals,
Mm-hmm.
all type of wickedness. You know?
Right, that's the abominations. Talking about in Revelation. All right. Oh, we're end off here. Revelation 13.
Right.
We get 13. Start with 15.
Revelation. Flip to your mic. You almost said it.
Right. We're going to another prophecy, a huge prophecy.
All right, I made it. It was Revelation 13. Started verse
15.
15. All right. And he had power to give life until the image of the beast. The image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. Verse 16. And he caused all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right. Yeah, Mark, being that device, which that chip, we made mandatory during the New World Order. So all this technology you seeing, AI and stuff, and now, you know, they got glasses. You can like use it basically like a phone, you know, the Ray-Ban Meta, stuff like that. Basically all the technology, that's what it leans to, that device being made mandatory. See what these devils doing. They getting the people comfortable with the technology and stuff. So basically, you just throw it out there, and then they gonna be all on it. So it's a process before this thing to be issued in.
Okay, verse 17.
Oh, hold on, Salaki. And also, you're gonna have to take it, whether you got money or you poor. You're gonna have to receive this device and continue on in the society.
That's what we might have jump into in verse. verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Like Bruce said, it don't matter if you got money, rich, poor, you follow that. The government, the system ain't gonna care about that. Nope. They just want everybody to get chipped, to be under their system, like beast system, their world order that they trying to make.
Full control.
Right, man.
They want to tag everybody.
They want to track your whereabouts and want to keep up with what you got going on, like 24/7 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's just what time coming into. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I got.
That's all I got. I'm gonna close it out.
Right, yeah. So we're finna go ahead and end this lesson. And hopefully you were edified, and we're back out here soon.
Right.
And once again, you know, preach the word. Feed sheep.
How about you know what I'm saying?
Right, so we're gonna give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash.
We'll say double honors to the apostle Elder Great Millstone, you know what I'm saying? The men we want to get true from.
Right.
Lord willing, like Brother said, we'll be back out here soon once again. And Lord willing, we get back consistent, Lord willing.
Mm-hmm.
Salaki. But yeah, with that being said, follow on.
Shalom.